Okay, maybe I don't hate PewDiePie specifically. I guess I hate some, yes some, not all of his rabid, mindless, asinine, imbecilic, moronic fanbase. Never have I seen people so obsessed with a piece of media before. Sure, you have the Star Wars, My Little Pony and Sonic fanboys, but none of them are as unintelligent as some of the maniacal PewDiePie fans who truly believe he is a god who creates only the highest form of art. So let's get this straight. PewDiePie, the #1 YouTuber in the world, makes gaming videos. Fair enough. His sense of humour usually revolves around swearing and or screaming. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. Now I understand why some people might find this funny, but me personally, being a typical English tea drinker, I prefer a more subtle sense of comedy with some kind of substance. Now let me clearly explain, I do not care or look down at you if you enjoy PewDiePie and his videos. I think that's great, more power to you. I'm sure he's a nice guy. However, you may be asking what's the point of this video then if I'm basically neutral on him? Well, as I briefly mentioned earlier, it is not PewDiePie himself but his fans who cannot bear to see any form of criticism about their YouTube god. In fact, I'm almost certain this video will have a very large portion of dislikes simply because of the title. So consider it sort of a test. If it has that many dislikes, then you know why. Good thing I could not particularly care less because all it would be doing is proving my point for me. So here are some very extreme examples of comments from anti-PewDiePie videos just to prove that I'm not completely making this up and having some uninformed decision about a whole group of people. So we have the haters, the illiterate, the immature, and the downright moronic. So what have we really learnt today? I guess that getting mindlessly angry at someone who hates something you love should not take anything away from it. So why are you getting so offensive about it? So if you've got this far into the video and you're a PewDiePie fan, then good for you, you're one of the smart ones who does not fit into the category of mindless PewDiePie imbeciles. And please just remember, I do not think that every PewDiePie fan is, a mindless idiot. I just think they do exist, there is a portion of them, and there are a lot of them, as is probably provable in the comments that I'm predicting this video will get, because there will be a bunch of people that come here, see the title, will click on the video, automatically dislike it, and write an incredibly stupid comment to go with it. So that's my first video. I know it's kind of misleading just saying, I hate whatever, but, I guess it's this channel's thing. I am the person who hates everything, I guess, but... Anyway, subscribe if you want to see anything that I'm going to hate next, because I am going to hate more stuff, because there is stuff I actually do hate. Facebook. In theory it should be great. It's completely free and has loads of features, and still, the human race does what it does best. Ruins it.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
But what makes Facebook so terrible? Well, of course it isn't the website itself, but the vast amount of mongoloids that use it to promote their own self-esteem and attention-craving egos. So let's quickly have a look at a few things I hate most. And if you've done any of the following things, either leave the video or go and delete your Facebook account because you've seen the wrong in your doing. Profile pictures. Profile pictures seem like the most obvious thing to get right. It's designed to be a simple and easy way to identify yourself so people who know you can recognise you. But no, what do people have to go and do? Well, let's go through step by step so we can get a good idea. Okay, so take a genuinely awful picture of yourself in a mirror with your terrible phone camera. Oh, and make sure you completely obscure your face to the point where it is literally impossible to decipher who you are. And if you're a girl, make sure you basically wear nothing, and if you're a boy, swish your hair and do a completely fake facial expression that doesn't make you look like a total Oh wait, I forgot the most important part. Make sure you tilt the camera so it's on a slant. Yeah, that makes it totally better. Right, now edit on some song lyrics you deem meaningful, or if that's too much effort, just copy and paste the song lyrics into the description of your photo. Right, next, the obvious thing is to make it black and white, to make you feel like a true artist. Then finally, make sure you make a whole typology of the same photo in different colours and themes, just to show that you can express yourself in a truly meaningful way. So this is about 70% of Facebook profile pictures, and strangely enough these bloody things get hundreds of likes from other morons. You know what, even finishing this video, I'm gonna go and post about how boys are all pigs and type yes onto some really bad Photoshop picture to prove that I believe in miracles. You just teens. My Little Pony is designed for little girls. That is undisputable. So of course it's going to come across to most people as strange if you're a 25-year-old man who obsesses over My Little Pony, goes to brony conventions and purchases My Little Pony merchandise. Just take a moment to take this in. Grown men obsessing over My Little Pony.
What happened to the good old days where people were not weird, we were allowed to be racist and hated everything that was new?
Well, random old guy, I guess times change. Now f*** off. What is it about the show that some men in particular just can't get enough of? I honestly can't understand it. When I see something that is aimed for such a specific audience, it confuses me how people can latch onto it so strongly. Let's take something that in essence was designed for children, but was written in a way so both parents and children could get something out of it. Toy Story. So I'll watch it, say, well that was cute, and carry on with my day. I won't dress up as Buzz Lightyear, unless I'm 4 years old, and then draw fan art of the entire Toy Story cast in human form. Although you know what, I bet you that exists. Now look at My Little Pony. What is it about the show? There is nothing particularly special about it from what I can see. It's the same thing we see in just about every other animated kids show aimed at little girls. Not that I would know. And don't you come over here and say the animation is really good, because no it isn't. It's not bad, but there's nothing stand out about it either. I guess my true confusion comes down to this. Why out of everything was My Little Pony the one show with an adult male fanbase big enough to warrant their own subsection to be created to this extent? Do I just not understand what being a brony is all about, or is there something I'm missing here? Okay, so let's just say I don't get it. I'm incapable of understanding the true meaning and depth that My Little Pony has on young men. I couldn't care less what you do on your weekends, so why does this brony thing bother me? Well, it is nearly impossible to avoid it. YouTube, or especially DeviantArt, are flooded to the most unbelievable extent with mostly terrible fan art and mostly terrible animations and mostly terrible fan videos based around the cartoon. But you know what? After talking about this subject for a while, I've really just kind of lost interest in the whole thing. In the end, what does getting angry over bronies even do? They're here, and I guess we just have to get over it, because they aren't going anywhere anytime soon. There was not really any hate for bronies in this video in the end. More a fuzzy level of mind-numbing confusion. So in the end, I guess I'd rather turn my attention to something I truly do hate. Oh yeah, I'm coming for you. Does anyone remember when music used to be good? Thought not.
Super special fact of the day.
Did you know that Gangnam Style actually roughly translates to
"You're a fool if you spent money supporting Psy's obnoxious music"?
Well, how about that? Psy or PSY or whatever the f***ing Gangnam Style Asian dude hit it big after his one-hit wonder, Gangnam Style, was found by the mindless Western audience. And for some reason, just about everyone found it completely hypnotizing, and it now unfortunately reigns supreme as the most viewed video on YouTube. It really proves how, as a society, we enjoy to promote the terrible, trite, and awe-inspiringly awful. Gangnam Style is a bad song. I don't care what anyone says. Come on man, it's really catchy. Oh f*** off Aquaman, of course you would like it. And to be honest, I was relatively neutral on Psy and his music at first. When he released just Gangnam Style, I just didn't care. However, then he had to go and release the insult that is Gentleman. It basically is the same thing as Gangnam Style, but with an even more ear-bleedingly awful tune. Why could you just not buy a small island with your Gangnam riches, Psy? Why could you not just go live on an island? Why do you have to torture people that have taste? And to top my Psy hate off, a small part of me died when I saw my 6-year-old cousin doing the nauseating Gangnam Style dance, and since then I've hated Psy's music. If you like Psy because of his awfulness, then you should be embarrassed for being such an ironic hipster who thinks they're above everyone. And if you genuinely enjoy his music because you think it's on par with, say, the Beatles or Johnny Cash, you should also be highly embarrassed. Okay, so in the end, I guess my point is this. I absolutely believe that Psy is a terrible musician, and I simply wanted to make a video about why I hate him, seeing as my channel name is I Hate Everything. And please, if you do enjoy him, take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's satire, it's how it f***ing works.
Super secret deleted scene.
Man, Psy really does make me sigh at the thought of having to listen to his music, man. I'm not keeping that in. You know, as much as I like to hate on the human race, we are pretty good at least one thing. Taking something that was kind of funny and then repeating it. And repeating it. And repeating it until it doesn't make you smile anymore. It makes you wish for an imminent hostile alien invasion to put us out of our embarrassing existence. Memes. I'm actually having trouble coming up with the words necessary to describe how much I hate them. Oh wait, here we go. To me, memes are the biggest load of and you know what? The amount of rage face and unfunny Aquaman and was about as meaningful as Coney 2012 turned out to be. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah, memes. One of the things I truly hate most that the internet has spawned, which has also led to one of the worst YouTube channels being created. Wait, not that one. Ah, there we go, that's better. And you know what? Not all memes were terrible to begin with. But after a while, everyone begins to reuse and post them and force them into every conversation. Let's take a very recent example, Half-Life 3 Confirmed. And the first couple of times I saw it, I thought it was kind of funny. But that was before it had been posted on every news article and every forum in the entire world. The most extreme example I never found funny at all was the Skyrim arrow to the knee meme. Okay, so Soul just says it in the game. What of it? It's not a funny thing to repeat it, it's not clever to apply it to different things, it's just mindless bull. So here's my theory behind memes. To truly appreciate their hilariousness and originality, you either have to be 10 years old or Aquaman. Hey, memes are a funny way of making light of political situations and news stories, and plays off human emotion. Okay, look Aquaman, I'm getting pretty fed up of you coming into every one of these and counter-arguing my points. What can a man do to casually insult Aquaman without him being all high and mighty? Just f*** off and don't come back. Good riddance. So now you might be asking, well Mr. I Hate Everything, what do you actually find funny because memes take up about 99% of the internet's comedy making skills? Well, random person, I would have to say that only the highest form of comedy comes from the movie masterpieces widely known as Epic Movie, or The Love Guru, or The Adventures of Rocky and... can't believe I got that far into the list before I physically had to stop for the fear of throwing up all over my copy of Aquaman issue 22, Trap of the Sinister Sea Nymphs. One coming to save me, and one coming to kill me. But which is which? Now that's funny. That should be a meme. Wait, no. Twitter is social networking at its absolute worst. It's a collection of arrogant, self-obsessed hipsters who compete with each other to try and be the fastest at making a joke about the latest pop culture news. And while the people who use Twitter are pretty bad, the worst thing that Twitter has spawned is the hashtag. You may be asking, well Mr. I Hate Everything, what is so bad about an innocent hashtag symbol? Well, random person, if there was a trial for each symbol, the hashtag would definitely be convicted as the most guilty for being such a worthless, good-for-nothing piece of shit. It makes me genuinely mad that we invented something so useless and unhelpful for our society. Anyway, the Twitter hashtag is used for, well, I don't actually know for certain. I think it's something you add to the end of your tweet and or Facebook post to make yourself look like an ironic specimen who is above everyone. It has even developed to the point where the people who hate hashtags will use them in a way to feel more important to everyone else that does still use them. So if you want to look like a total douche in front of all your internet friends, continue to use the pathetic symbol plus a word combination. And if you don't want to look like a total d*** in front of everyone, stop using hashtags.
Hey, f*** you, Mr. I Hate Everything. You didn't even do your research into the thing you hate, so how can you hate it?
No, f*** you, Aquaman. Coming in here being all Mr. Big Shot. Wait, you're not Aquaman. Who the f*** are you? What did you do with Aquaman?
I'm Kite Man, Aquaman's replacement.
Really, DC? Kite Man? Are you f***ing kidding me? You couldn't even send me another second tier character. Hell, I would have taken Arm Fall Off Boy over Kite Man. What the f*** tier do you even class as? Probably don't even count as a tier at all. I never thought I would say this, but I actually miss Aquaman. What a f***ing joke. YouTube. Wait, isn't that thing you have in toilets? Oh wait, that's the U-bend. Well, that's convenient, because I guess YouTube is kind of the U-bend of the internet. It provides a way for plenty of shit to be passed through to the viewers without it getting clogged up. Oh wait. No, it doesn't. Now, apart from them changing the interface every damn month, much like Facebook, I think YouTube is actually a damn good resource. It's just the people who use it that ruin it. The thing that really makes YouTube awful is the way that it promotes all of these YouTubers who already are raking in all the cash and views and completely ignore the up-and-coming channels. So basically, you have to have some kind of really interesting niche that people enjoy, or have a friend who is already a huge YouTuber. So YouTube breaks down into two basic categories: the f***ing shit and the not f***ing shit. Here is a visual representation of the f***ing shit compared to the not f***ing shit. The f***ing shit compiles of 99% of Let's Plays, Minecraft parodies, gaming videos, COD videos, vloggers, the Fine Bros, gaming videos, Ray William Johnson, gaming videos, anything on machinima, gaming videos, parodies, anime, gaming videos, and plenty more. Finding something original or funny usually comes down to the animators or the people who don't get nearly as many views as the huge YouTubers because they don't cater to the 10-year-olds who enjoy comedy that revolves around screaming and or swearing.
Hey, what about Vsauce and some other good channels?
Well, I guess they're the rare exception. Now f*** off, Kite Man. It really is a shame that YouTube only promotes the already popular. There are so many people who deserve recognition over the current slug of dominant YouTube faces. Oh well, I guess we can all just sit here and wait for the day where YouTube stop looking to promote the terrible and start thinking about artistic quality and integrity. Oh wait, that is never going to happen. Might as well get back to working on my f***ing gaming channel. So I got a bunch of questions on my Q&A thing, so it wasn't a failure in the end. So yeah, thanks to all the people who asked questions. I've chosen the 29 best ones, I think, and I'll get into it straight away then. So Andy asks, why do you hate literally everything? Well, I don't really hate everything. It's just sort of the things I make videos about, you know, just for comedy, I guess. So Meta Knight Kirby asks, what will the next I Hate Everything episode be? That's going to be I Hate Sleeping. Yep, I know it sounds weird, but wait until you see it. And what was your inspiration for creating the show? I don't actually know, I guess I'm just really cynical, so I just hate everything, so. Who drew the hilarious angry face? That would be me. I drew that. And why is your background always red? It hurts my eyes, you... Because basically, I reckon red is like the most angry colour you can get. It's like the epitome of hate. So that's why I chose it. Do I hate cake? No. InfoRaven asks, why do I love you? Really, I love you. Why? I have no idea. Maybe you like the English accent? I don't know. Google destroyed my privacy says, is there something you hate that everyone else loves that isn't just like, oh, Justin Bieber, because everyone hates him and that doesn't count, so something like a popular video game or movie? Well, I guess popular video games, you know, COD and Battlefield are about the most popular thing you can get. I guess I don't really like them. It's just not my thing. And popular movie, maybe, I don't know, Star Trek Into Darkness, let's say. You know, I love the first one, I had some major problems with the second one. What are you going to do? You can't possibly hate bacon, right? No, of course I don't. Not The lovely Cameo 2... Well, numbers don't matter. What's your background? Well, it's a red rectangle. No, I'm joking. That's, you know, I was taking it incredibly literally. I think you mean, what is my background? I'll get to that in a bit. But what's your favourite video? On YouTube? Movie? Does a movie count as a video? Okay, Usher Easter message. I'll put a link in the description if you don't know what it is, which you probably won't. And the angry guy face, I drew that as I said earlier, and it's just supposed to be me angry, even though it doesn't really look like me. So, are you the protagonist or antagonist? And why? Asks I Porky. Bit of both, I reckon. Not many protagonists like hate everything, but a lot of antagonists do. I guess I'm an antagonist then. Yeah, definitely an antagonist. Change my mind. Yeah. So Silver Star says, why do you keep on having Aquaman pop up if you hate him so much? Well, it's not my choice. Can't control him. He's his own dude. I mean, he comes in and I can't. I tell him to like f*** off, but he won't. Well, he did eventually, and now I've got Kite Man and I'm kind of stuck with him because, you know, he just won't leave. Do I ever plan on making my hate videos longer, 10 plus minutes or something around that? Well, that's kind of up to what, you know, you guys want. I've mainly gone with the shorter one just so I can bring out videos more often. But if you would prefer longer ones coming out less often, then I can do that if, you know, enough people want it. A little bit of a long one here. Dear I Hate Everything, how do you manage to hold so much hate without it going out on your health? Well, according to some people, it makes me sound like I've got a light bulb stuck in my throat. So, have you ever hated something so much and so intense that it almost reached a point where you even can't hate almost, I think you mean, anymore? No? And if so, or something close, what is this thing you hate the most? Jesus, what do I hate the most? I have to think about it briefly. I'm going to have to say Kite Man. He is just the thing. You know, the hate. All my hate goes to him. Do you actually hate the things that you make videos about? No, not always. You know, it's mainly played for laughs most of the time, so if you really get annoyed, then it's your problem, not mine. Crazy Smith asks, do you like me? What? You did say anything? That's true, I did say anything. Yeah, of course I like you, Crazy Smith. You know, you've commented on, like, everything. Thank you. What kind of music do you like? Well, I don't really have just one thing that I like, you know, like rock and roll or rap or whatever. Just a little bit of everything, you know. I'll listen to anything. So how long did it take you to make these videos? You get a new one out every day. Did you make them all beforehand, or did you just do it in some spare time? Well, I write them in about, varies from, like, sometimes I write them the day before, like 20-30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but then making it takes like an hour or two, maybe an hour and a half. And I didn't make them all beforehand, I'm making them like on the day, so yeah. So what is the worst celebrity? Anyone who is like super famous because of their parents being rich, or being talentless and like losing a game show and still just going on chat shows and stuff. It's like, why are you there? So a sumo wrestler asked me, what part of the UK are you from? Well, strangely enough, I'm not actually part of the UK. I was born in New Zealand, of all places, but I just don't have the accent. So, because I've been living in England for so long. And I live in Wiltshire, let's just say, which no one else probably understand because it's some little town area in England. Do you plan to make money from your videos? Well, it wasn't the reason I went out and started making these, you know, it would always be nice, of course, but it's not my sole goal in doing this. It's not to just go out there and, you know, make money. I just do it because I like making the videos, as simple as that. And he also asks, what is your nationality, English or American? Well, I'm more English than American, of course, but I'm half English, half Kiwi, or New Zealand, whatever. Do you like video games? Yeah, I love video games. Do you actually hate everything? No. Will you ever make videos about things you don't hate? No. Why did you make this channel? Huh? Felt like it. Why do you hate everything? I don't really. Do you hate hipsters? Yes. YouTubers you hate least? Ashens, don't know how you could hate that guy. And Harry Partridge, don't know how you could hate him either. Do you hate Hollister? Yes. What is your opinion on Smosh? Yeah, they're alright. You know, got some funny things, some unfunny things. What I don't like is the way they've made, you know, loads of other channels, like gaming channels, and that's like, just no. Why did you start this channel instead of being a popular gaming channel? Well, funnily enough, I actually have a gaming channel, and, you know, as I say in other videos, there are just so many of them, it's hard to get noticed or anything. It's still out there. I haven't uploaded in a couple of days or so, but if you can find it, you win something. If you can find it, which you won't. Now I know what you're thinking. How can you hate sleeping? Sleeping is great. Everyone does it. Well, everyone goes to the toilet, and that's not great, is it? Well, that's a terrible comparison. But the thing that really gets me about sleeping is that we waste about a third of our lives doing it. Am I the only person who gets depressed thinking about that? All the things I could have done and seen in that time.
We all know you would do nothing but watch movies and play video games in that time you would save.
Hey, you, Kite Man. Okay, so maybe what you said is entirely true, but I do like to think that I would, do something else. Hell, I could make, one extra video if I never had to sleep. There's a point. How about all these big companies stop making new iPhones and TVs and terrible comic book villains, and invent a tablet or something you can take so you never have to sleep? Sure, it is probably physically and biologically impossible, but that has never stopped the government wasting money on stupid shit before. The other thing that f***s me off about sleep is that either you have too much and then feel terrible, or have too little and then feel terrible. Or is that just me? Is there something wrong with the way I sleep?
It's just you. My sleeping pattern is completely healthy and normal.
F***ing look, Kite Man, we need to come up with some sort of agreement, okay?
Okay. What sort of agreement?
An agreement that involves you permanently f***ing off and never coming back.
And what do I get in return?
Well, nothing. I ain't giving you shit. You will be doing a service to all the lovely people out there who hate the f*** out of you, though.
Do they really hate me that much?
Oh yeah, they f***ing hate your guts.
Oh. Well, I guess I'll stick around then because I'm a supervillain and I love pissing people off.
You f***ing monster. You evil piece of shit. Fine. That's it. I need to call help from one of the most bullshit superheroes in existence. Aquaman, please come back and save me from this stupid asshole.
I'm coming for you, Kite Man.
How could anyone hate Star Wars, one of the most popular and arguably most important pieces of science fiction that still holds up even 30 years later? However, the creator of Star Wars, on the other hand, George I Like to Ruin Everything Lucas, is widely hated for two main reasons. 1. He made the abomination prequel Star Wars movies, and 2. He went back and f***ed about with a perfectly fine original trilogy by adding in unnecessary, really bad looking CG scenes. So let's start with the prequels, which was a time for George Lucas to take the helm directing once again, which he had not actually done since the original Star Wars film. He had full control over every little thing that happened in the prequel films, and it's probably why they turned out such abominations. No one had the balls to go up to him and just say, "What the f*** are you doing?" I fear to think what the original trilogy would have been like if he'd had the same amount of control that he had over the prequels. Right, now let's quickly run through each prequel film and briefly describe why I think they're awful. Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, one of the most hyped films ever, and it was awful. Terrible script, too much CG, completely boring, too long, awful acting, whole scenes that make the original trilogy make no sense. And don't you dare say, oh, the pod racing bit was really good though. No, it only stood out as being good because it was something actually happening in the film. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, sequel to one of the most awful films ever. Also boasts a terrible script, too much needless CG, is completely boring, is too long, has awful acting, and completely ruins characters from the original trilogy. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, terrible sequel to the awful sequel that was a sequel to one of the worst prequel movies ever made. And you guessed it, terrible script, too much CG, completely boring, too long, awful acting, and completely contradicts most of the things that happen in the original trilogy. It's almost like Lucas just didn't give a shit. Oh wait, he obviously didn't. He completely lost the skill of how to work with actors and focused way more on shoving references in like, hey look, it's Yoda flinging around with a lightsaber, isn't that cool? Hey look, it's C-3PO and R2-D2 really badly thrown into these pointless action scenes. Hey look, it's the worst line in cinematic history. The charm and authenticity was just completely lost. The humour was forced, awful and badly written. Nothing worked. And unlike the effects in the original trilogy, the CG just doesn't hold up now. It all looks too fake and clean. Now I know some people actually do like the prequels amazingly, and while I don't understand it myself, what I will say is that if you took the title of Star Wars away from the prequels, they would be just some pretty mediocre space opera films with some cool action scenes here and there. But the fact that we're supposed to believe that these are in the same universe as the beloved original trilogy is what drives me crazy. And as if that wasn't bad enough, Lucas just had to go and mess with the original films. Hey, let's take all the original films and add loads of pointless CG and then make the original versions unavailable so fans literally have no choice but to put up with all this Fucking hell. These CG versions of the original films have actually spawned one of the worst shots I've ever seen in a film, and I've seen quite a lot of films. Take a look at the original scene from this film. Simple and to the point. Now look at this special edition bullshit version. He decided that putting some kind of creature right in front of the camera would add something to it. No. First off, the CG is terrible. It is completely distracting, and how are we even supposed to know what it is? So, Kite Man, what do you think of George Lucas?
Well, I think he is a...
Okay, now Aquaman.
Huh?
Oh shit. Did you really need to kill him? Whatever, the prick deserved it. Do you like movies, games, or music? Well, if you do, make sure you never use Metacritic to justify why you think something is of quality. It makes you look like a fucking asshole. So the idea behind Metacritic is sound. Take the review scores from a bunch of different critics and average the scores out of 100 off to create a score that in theory should show the overall quality of the bit of media. These scores are split into 3 colour sections. If a film has a collective score of 0 to 40, it is red bad. 40 to 70 is yellow mediocre, and anything above is green, which supposedly means it's good. I might be slightly off with the exact scores there, but you get the idea.
Well, that sounds like a totally fair way of doing it.
Okay, I'll give you that one, face. It does sound like a fair idea, but the way they average out the scores is total bullshit. So I quote, from Wikipedia mind you, so take this as you may. Metacritic's method of scoring converts each review into a percentage that the site decides itself, before taking a weighted average based on the critic's fame or stature. Okay, so let me get this straight. This is basically saying that if you're more famous or popular as a critic, your opinion is more important than others. Doesn't that completely defeat the purpose of averaging out the scores in the first place? Let's take a couple of examples. The Hobbit and Pain and Gain. I would personally argue that both of these are pretty good movies, and they have scores on Metacritic of 58 and 45 respectively. Now when I think of a score out of 10, usually something over a 7 is what I would deem as worth checking out. The Metacritic scores that these movies have indicates that they're not only flawed, but they're under average and just not very good. Now, in the case of The Hobbit, it is mainly critics who are looking for the same caliber as Lord of the Rings, and were not reviewing the film fairly by its own merits. And in the case of Pain and Gain, critics went in wanting to hate it purely because Michael Bay was the director. Sure, the Transformers films were terrible, but give some credit where credit is due, for Christ's sake. This leads nicely into why I hate most critics. Some of them feel as if their opinion is above everyone else's, and look down at people who enjoy the things that they don't. Here's a review from the Wall Street Journal of Pain and Gain, which he gave a 0 out of 100.
Michael Bay's absurdist comedy is all pain, no gain, and an utter monstrosity. It may be the most unpleasant movie I've ever seen, and I'm not forgetting Freaks, which Pain and Gain resembles, come to think of it.
Most unpleasant movie you've ever seen? Now for a movie critic, that's quite a statement, because you'd assume that you'd seen quite a few f***ing films. Okay, whatever, so maybe that's his opinion, fine. But a 0 out of 100 indicates to me that the film fails on every level, including basic techniques of sound and video editing, plot, lighting, and cinematography. And no matter what you think of Pain and Gain, it's a competently put together movie. This shows that just about every critic has a different way of reviewing films, even if it is on the same 0 to 100 scale. So it begs the question of, is it even fair to round off the scores of all these critics in the first place, especially seeing as if they're all partially weighted on their fame or stature? My answer to that would be no. I think that it's total bullshit. So I hate Metacritic, and a lot of the critics who are featured on it, but my ending point is this. Please don't use a Metacritic score as some kind of justification for why something is good, because quite simply, it isn't. It's just a worthless number that is rounding off a bunch of know-it-all opinions who watch Zero Dark 30 every day of their lives. If you really do like something, some bullshit score on some bullshit website, including Rotten Tomatoes, which in some aspects is even worse than Metacritic, shouldn't change how you feel about a movie, game, or album. Anyway, so Aquaman, what do you reckon your favourite movie is? Oh, easy. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Okay, whatever. I respect your opinion. So let's have a look at the Metascore then. What? 68? That's higher than... What? 100? A pop masterpiece. A historic achievement. Oh, f*** this, I give up. Quick shout out to Cameo2177 who actually managed to find my gaming channel despite me not putting any links anywhere or anything, so yeah, I did say you win a prize or whatever, and I didn't actually think anyone would ever do this, so she won a shout out, which hopefully is a prize enough. I love me some video games. Hey, notice what I didn't say? I didn't say, I love the PlayStation, I love the Xbox, I love the Wii. No. No one goddamn cares what your fucking preference is. No one cares what console you're gonna get. No one fucking gives a shit. Ain't that right, Aquaman? Yeah, I agree. What are we screaming about? So, as you probably know if you've been on any gaming websites or just about anywhere on the internet, 2 brand spanking new game consoles are being released at the end part of 2013. On one corner we have a black box that plays video games that was made by Sony, and on the other corner we have a black box that plays video games that was made by Microsoft. No matter how you look at it, it's a fucking black box that plays goddamn video games. The amount of stupendously moronic comments from all over the stupid internet are driving me crazy. And let me tell you this, all fanboys are bad, but the worst group of mindlessly aggressive fans belong to the Sony and PC Master Race camp. Some of these people genuinely think that Sony personally care for each and every one of them about what they think. They are brainwashed into doing Sony's advertising for them. It comes down to this in the end. Companies care about one thing. Money. Making money, raking in the cash, bringing in the dough. Just getting those pennies from your pocket. So don't come over here and say, oh yeah, Sony genuinely care about me, the customer. They really care about me, oh yeah. No. If you are not providing them with their oh so precious money, they don't give 2 flying shits about you. So on the other side, we have got the PC people who won't shut up about how their stuff is way better, and you know what? No one cares. No one. Since when did gaming require you to pledge your life, soul, and logic to some bullshit company just to play some goddamn video games? Oh wait, pretty much since the internet was created. All of these companies are as bad as each other, they all have their strengths and their weaknesses. And some people seem to think that if we saw the end of Sony or Microsoft's gaming division, it would somehow be a good thing. No, if either of these companies were to stop making consoles, which they won't, they're all going to be fine, it would be nothing but bad for us, the consumers. Without competition, prices go up, we get bullshit rules that we have to regulate to, and they have full control. I mean, I don't want to have to pay £100 or $156.89 US to play the new teddy bear murder killing game. Because in the end, what it comes down to is not the stupid, boring ass box that you play it on, it's about the games. Do you love a bit of Halo? Well then you're gonna buy an Xbox. Nothing wrong with that. What was that? You prefer Killzone? Well get a PlayStation then. No one needs to be a fucking douche about it. I have all 3 of the current games consoles, discounting the Wii U of course, there's no Smash Bros on it yet, and I have my preferences. But I've played many games on all of them and enjoyed the hell out of it. By the sounds of some of these fanboys out there, when they get home from kindergarten, they just sit and stare at their console. Don't play it, they just stare at it. Oh, I guess it's my mistake for not caring how the thing looks. You know, it's not like it's a games console for playing games. Oh, how naive of me. Get a fucking grip. The gaming community is, quite frankly, embarrassing to be a part of. We can't just let people play what they want, oh no. We have to be a dick to everyone that plays something different to us, or owns a different console. Some of you assholes need to grow the f*** up. So you like to play Call of Duty. Good for f***ing you. I don't give a shit. So you like to play Mario. Whatever. Don't care. You know what? It's not actually just the gaming community that is f***ing atrocious to be a part of. It's just the internet in general. It gives us the anonymity necessary to be a douche and let out all of our rage because there is no consequence for doing it. So that pretty much settles what my next video is going to be. I hate the internet. Wait, no. Let's go even deeper than that. Who created the internet? The f***ing human race. I hate the human race. Hey Aquaman. Yeah? You know I made that video about how I hate Facebook. Yeah? Well, even though I hate it, I've made a Facebook page. Isn't that quite contradictory? Look, I didn't ask your f***ing opinion. Just like the f***ing page, alright? Welcome to the second Q&A video. So I got some pretty good questions this time, so let's get straight into it. So Meta Knight Kirby starts us off by asking, are you going to put more work into the visuals like you did in the last I Hate Everything? And the answer to that is yes. It's going to take a teeny bit longer, but I am going to make them look a little bit better. Zachariah C, Zakira, I don't know. Is Kite Man on vacation? Well, I guess it's kind of a vacation. Joey Double TV asks, what would you say your favourite video games are? The Last of Us, Halo series, Mario Galaxy. That's just a few of my many favourites. Pineapple Lollipop asks, have you ever watched any kind of anime? I think so, yeah. I started watching Attack on Titan the other day, which was pretty entertaining. And I also like The Legend of Korra, if that counts. What made you start making videos about hating things? I got this one quite a lot, and it's basically because I'm very cynical about things, and I do just have a strong opinion about a lot of things, and I thought I could just make a video about it. Thomas Sandvog specifically asked me to pronounce the last name properly, asks, is there anything that you don't hate, but that creeps you out instead? And my answer to that is the sea, or the ocean. I just hate the idea of having this kind of huge area with this unknown element to it. So that's it, yeah. Will asks, on a scale of 1 to Kim Kardashian, being the worst possible, how much do you hate people who have the swag and acronym YOLO? Kim Kardashian times like 40. Especially annoys me when people try and use it in an ironic way, like, oh yeah, YOLO. F*** off. Favourite genre of game? Don't really have one, or play anything. Would you rather watch 10 hours of Fred videos or get shot in the foot? Shoot me in the foot. Twice, if you have to. Got a triple question here. How far do you think you can get? Well, I never was good at running very long distances, so maybe like a mile. Even that would be a bit of a stretch. No, I know. How far do you think you can get? Maybe, I don't know. Anything could happen. I mean, it took one day to just get 100 subscribers, and that was amazing. So, it could be... I think I could do it, but you never know what would happen. Do you think your icon is a good representation of you? Yes. It is an encompass of how angry I can be and what YouTubers do you actually like. My go-to are Harry Partridge and Ashens. So Kite Man asks... Wait, what? Kite Man? Your thoughts about Superman vs. Batman movie? Don't f*** it up, Zack Snyder. So another 3-part question from Cameo. Marvel or DC, which do you like more? I don't actually have like a super preference. I just like some heroes from each one. So like I like the Hulk and Iron Man, and Batman, Superman, and whatever. Will you be doing a part 2 for Twitter and YouTube? Yes, eventually. And if you were forced to watch a movie, Justin Bieber, Never Say Never, or Twilight, which one would you choose? I would choose to be shot in each foot, like in the Fred question, because just no. What is your favourite movie? Well, I don't actually have just one. I usually have my go-to 3, which is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, District 9 and The Big Lebowski, but I've got so many favourites. I've even made this big list on IMDb of all my favourites, which I'll put in the description if you're interested. This is a strange one. Kite Man's ghost keeps on flying into my house and eating from my fridge. How do I get that creep out of my house because he keeps eating my supply of squid hats? You need someone who can f*** him up pretty good. I mean, I would offer you Aquaman, but I don't know how good he is at fighting the ghost variety. So, kind of on your own there, mate. How would you like your hot dog, spicy wiener or regular? And what bread do you want it in? Well, here in the UK, we have, like, no variety in wiener. So, I would have to say just regular, because I don't even know what a spicy wiener is. Considering you own a gaming channel, do you watch other gameplay commenters on YouTube? Or are there any that you hate? Oh, there are plenty that I hate. And I don't usually watch them. I'll only now and again watch a kind of smaller channel called Rage Select. You should go check them out. But, God, the ones I hate, there are just so many. There's like... There's and, finally, Serious question. Do you hate people who spend their whole life on the dole and buy expensive, unnecessary crap out of the hard-working people's taxes? Yeah, of course. I mean, how could that not kind of anger you? Also, like me, do you get moaned at for moaning too much? Yes. It's a simple answer to that one. I thought this one was pretty funny. Do you compete in gaming competitions? No. If you're of adult age, please answer next question. If not, disregard. You and 2 females, the last 2 people on Earth. One being Kristen Stewart, and the other being Miley Cyrus. Ugh. Who do you choose to procreate with to repopulate the Earth? Neither. Bring that gun back from the Fred question, shoot me in each foot, and then in the head if necessary.
Super duper lightning round.
What is the meaning of life? To have babies. Do you hate answering questions? No. Do you hate hating? Sometimes, not all the time. Do you actually appreciate your 400 subscribers so far? Of course I do, yes. Do you hate spiders? No. Do you hate dogs? No. Do you hate cats? No. Do you get any help in making your videos? Nope, it's just me.
Can I ask another random and generic question for this video?
Yes. Reveal yourself? No. Do you and Aquaman ever hang out? No. Do you hate yourself? Yes. Is this how you thought your channel would turn out when you created it? No, it's much better. What is your favourite game so far this year? The Last of Us. Did you see Ashton's film Ashton's and the Quest for the Game Child? If you did, what do you think of it? It was okay. Where'd you get the background music for your videos? Is Incompetech? I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. Which do you prefer? Cats or dogs? Dogs. You Christian, Muslim, pagan or atheist? I am none of those. How long did it take you to draw the angry face and what program did you use? About 40 minutes and Flash. How tasty are your nipples? God help any of you poor people who had to learn English as a second language. Some of the grammar, spelling and rules we have are f***ing stupid. Now, I've never been particularly good at spelling, but how can you blame me when some of our words and grammar are just so ridiculous? I think more people have argued about how to pronounce the word
scone
than there are corrupt politicians on the planet. Actually, scratch that comparison, it's completely untrue. Learning how to spell and using grammar properly is actually quite a difficult feat. At least we don't have 3 alphabets. Isn't that right, Japan? I mean, just look at some of these comments from my first video about PewDiePie. Okay, spelling can be tough, but you have to at least fucking try. Wait a minute. Wait, oh come on, you totally missed the swear, didn't you? Come on, Crypto, you've been doing a pretty decent job up to now. But you know, the whole point of the swear bleep is so it sort of masks my swearing so people can't hear it. Why do I even have you around if you're not even going to bleep my swears? Fucking idiot dog. There we go again, no swear bleep. Don't you look at me like that, dumbass dog. Oh god, alright, calm down. Why did you bleep that? That didn't need to be bleeped. Damn it, dog, sort your shit out. Oh good, you managed to bleep it this time. Just keep that up, alright? Anyway, where was I? Forgot. Hey Aquaman, what was I talking about again? I think you were about to go into some examples about how the English language is very silly and stupid, sir. Hey, you're not my butler, what's with all this posh voice and sir shit? Damn it, Crypto, you forgot to bleep again. Let's take a look at some examples then. BOW spells out what? Well, it has all kinds of stupid meanings. It is either a bow, the projectile weapon, a bow, the front end of a ship, a bow as in a type of ribbon, a bow as in I bow in respect to you, sir, or it can even be the first part of a dog's bark, bow wow. I mean, what the hell does bow wow even mean? And that's only one example of one word that is spelt identically but has an array of different meanings. So then we move on to pronunciation. So how do you pronounce
scone?
Is it scone or scone? Is it grass or grass? Is it bath or bath? And as far as I can tell, there's no actual correct way to say either of these words. It completely depends on where you're brought up or your family or whatever. But that doesn't mean it hasn't caused a bajillion arguments. I don't think that's a number. Oh, and before I forget, don't think I let you people over in America off. Oh no, you bloody Yanks with your different spellings of things that don't actually need to be spelt differently. Here's a couple of examples. Color. Armor, armor, agging, aging, lighter, liter, and worst of all, Legos. It's Lego, goddammit, not Legos. You don't say, hey, look at all those sheeps, so why add the needless S? Sounds weird, alright? Okay, so maybe I totally contradicted my past 2 points with those 2 points, but you know, you get the idea. Right, I know it's still, if you were born in England, you're going to spell it this way. If you're in America, spell it this way. But it does bleed into all of the software that comes over here. So, like, Microsoft Word always corrects our word in American spellings, and then you get told off for spelling things the American way, and it's all a bloody mess. Also, Lego is actually 100% the correct way of saying it. It is not Legos. That's an actual fact. So you know what? In the end, our languages evolved so far back from so many different points of origin that of course we're going to have such weird differences in our languages. Sure, it would be nice if everyone in the world spoke the exact same way with the same accent. And while they're at it, why don't we just make us all big grey blobs with no emotion either? Wait, no, that would be completely and utterly terrible. Terrible. Now that is a good word. Probably my favourite word, actually. Oh, English language, I can't stay mad at you for long. You give me so many ways to describe things that I absolutely hate or despise. I can totally stay mad at you though, Aquaman. You fucking prick. Damn it, Crypto. Welcome to the third Q&A. I've got lots of questions, so I'm going to get straight into it. What's the next I Hate Everything, and are you planning to do anything different on your channel? Now that's a good question because, well, I'm not going to spoil what the next I Hate Everything is, so you're going to have to wait for that one. But I am thinking about doing maybe some kind of animations or maybe reviews for something. It depends on what you guys want. How long have you had the idea of making YouTube videos before you made this channel and posted videos on it? Well, I had actually been making videos for quite a while on other channels, but you know, to not much success. A lot of them were just stupid jokes and things, but only on this channel did I start sort of a series with a similar bunch of themes. How old are you and how many years have you been hating everything? Well, I'm approximately 412 years old and I've been hating things for 816 years, I believe. Got a multi-question here, so what's your real name? That would be Captain General Assistant Diggler Folbot Mother Udder the 16th. So that's my name. Do you miss Kite Man? Not even in the slightest. Do you like eggs? Yeah, I like eggs. Yeah. What's your opinion on people living without access to clean water? Well, obviously it sucks. If you get big enough, subscriber-wise, well you can... Wait, big enough subscribe? If I just get big enough, you know, if I just grow big enough, will you consider holding live events for charity? Yeah? Why not? I mean, yeah. I noticed that you seem to be good at drawing. Will you ever make animations? I would love to make animations, it just, I don't really have the equipment necessary to do it to the quality I'd like, so I'm usually quite fussy about how the quality of my videos are, but, well, you probably wouldn't notice that from my past videos that I've uploaded, but you know, have to draw the line somewhere. Got two questions here from Cameo. Did you watch Breaking Bad or Dexter? If so, what did you think about the ending of both? I did watch both. Loved the ending of Breaking Bad. Didn't love the ending of Dexter, and I'll leave it at that. What's one thing or person you wish would disappear? Aquaman does not count or Kite Man, even though he is dead. Oh, I know. How about the guy that's on my first video about PewDiePie, who keeps commenting all the time? He's like Jonathan something. Wouldn't mind if he would just disappear from my videos. What do you think about those 5 extra people that subbed to your channel after the 500 mark that think a Q&A is being made just for them? I think that they are nice people, and I appreciate them. I don't know. Well, what do you want from me? What game have you truly hated? Well, I can only really think of one, which is the Dead Space game for Wii. It's called like Dead Space Extraction or something like that. Yeah, I played that, really didn't like it, and I like all the other Dead Space games. I just thought it was terrible. What is the video game franchise you hate the most and why? I'm gonna have to say both Call of Duty and Battlefield. They're just, for me, they're just everything that I don't want to play that. To me, they're just lazy and offer nothing that I want to play. To be fair, I get why people like them. I'm just not a big multiplayer person. I'll take a story-based like game over any one of those multiplayer games. It just does not interest me in the slightest. And for the life of me, I don't understand why they have such huge fan bases compared to something like The Last of Us or Bioshock Infinite. Got a bit of a weird one here. I hate everything. It's the guy with the squid hats. I asked Aquaman to kill the ghost of Kite Man and he said no. How do I get Aquaman to kill Kite Man's ghost because Kite Man has eaten all of my squid hats and is trying to eat me? By the way, this is my new account. I'm afraid I am a magic duck. You're probably going to have to just leave. You're going to have to escape from wherever you're from and never go back there. You know, in all these ghost movies and things, they always stay at their house when they could just leave and then everything will be fine. You need to do the same. What do you think happens after we die? Well, it's a bit of a downer, but I think nothing happens. I think we die, and that's it. Depressing, I know, but yeah. If you have 6 dogs with a shoe on one of them, while that you know that 7 tiny dwarves live in your fruit basket, what is the estimated time to fart on March 21st? Well, I can only relate to a couple of things in this, because I've only got one dog, but I've got like 5 pairs of shoes. So if I just take some of those shoes, put them on my one dog, minus the one from that, 7 tiny dwarves. I don't have 7. I've only got 3 of those, and I don't have a fruit basket, but I've got a vegetable basket and a bread bin. So the estimated time to fart, I'd have to say January the 15th, 2043. So you're gonna have to wait a while for that one. Another multi-question. Are you excited for the new Pokemon / Smash Bros games? I haven't really played Pokemon in many years, but the Smash Bros game does entice me greatly. What is the best you've ever gotten at a game? It probably is Smash Bros Brawl. I was just an unstoppable force in that game. Do you play any card games, e.g. Pokemon something, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering? I used to collect Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards when I was younger. I obviously don't anymore. It's not really my thing. And do you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? No, I'm absolutely terrible at that sort of thing, and I lose interest in half a second. So what are your plans for Halloween? Well, here in the UK, at least where I live, Halloween's pretty shocking, to be honest. No one does anything. So then I just like lock myself in and turn all the lights off so no one comes to our house. It's all very depressing and dull over here. I'd very much like to go over to America and see what it's like there. Will you have an I Hate Everything Halloween? That's a good idea, actually. I'm contemplating doing that. And finally, if you're stuck in the middle of the ocean and I had a choice between Aquaman and Kite Man having been brought back to life like only a villain can, who would you want to save you? The consequences being whomever did save you, you would have to be nice to and be besties with. You know what? I'd let neither of them save me. I would refuse, even if they offered it. I would just say, no, I'm not going to have to go around with the embarrassment of having to say, yeah, Aquaman saved me, or yeah, Kite Man saved my life. No, I'd just let myself perish, even if it was a really horrible death. So then I could come back as a ghost and haunt either of them, which is the next question which you asked, which is pretty convenient. Okay then, so now I guess it's time for the super duper lightning round. Let's go! How long do you expect to do YouTube? As long as I possibly can. Do you hate tater tots? Tater what? Do you hate KSI? Gay marriage? I have absolutely no problem with it. Do you like animes? Yes. Favourite book? I'm gonna cheat and say The Walking Dead. It's a comic book. What's the worst song you've ever heard? It's either Psy Gentleman or the thing that weird creature sings in Return of the Jedi, George Lucas edition. Do you have to wear glasses? No, I do not. Would you rather have a man's top half and a woman's bottom half, or vice versa? Yeah, man's top half or woman's bottom half. I'd still like to have like a super beard, but still have little womanly legs. That would be quite funny. Mac or PC? PC for me. Do you and Crypto ever hang out? Hell no. Hell no. Do you like sports? Have you ever played sports in real life? No, I've been trapped in a cage, so I haven't had the opportunity to do anything. Of course I've played sports in my life. Which of your videos is your favourite? Probably the one about gaming fanboys, because that was truly hateful. Where's the beef and why is it so important? I have no idea. Probably because it's tasty? I have no idea. What are your thoughts on GTA 5? I think it's a feat. It is a feat. Technical marvel. What is your opinion on Dead Rising? I've never played it. Who do you prefer, Kite Man or Aquaman? Neither. Hate them both equally. When you started this channel, did you ever think you'd hit 500 subs this fast? No, I didn't, and it's really cool. Do you like Minecraft? Yes, I do. Do you think you'll arrive to a very high amount of subscribers? I would very much like to think so. You mentioned that you got onto Attack on Titan recently, but now that the first season is over, is there anything you dislike? The only thing I disliked is when that girl person would always keep going, error, error, you know, and they would go, all the time, you know, but, you know, that's anime, so... What I liked about it, everything else. Most importantly, what did you think of the ending? Ending was good. You know, it wasn't the best episode, it was good. And could you beat me on Forza? Yes, I could, James. I'm going to absolutely destroy you when the next Forza comes out. I've forgotten which number it is, but when it is, James, I'm going to 1v1 you. Actually, it's going to be a 2v1. I'm going to get someone else to help me, and I'm going to record it, and you're going to be completely embarrassed. And even if I lose, I won't record it and I won't even put it up, so I win either way. So what are you going to sing for us today? I'm going to sing Nickelback Rockstar. Great choice. Great choice. I'm through with standing in lines to clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win. This life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. Right, I've heard enough. Okay, Louis, you go first. I think you have the voice, but I'm not convinced you have the X Factor. Why don't you tell us your entire life story to get the audience to sympathise for you before we all inevitably say yes anyway? Well, on the day I was born, my twin brother died of food poisoning.
That is horrible.
But the sadness doesn't end there. A few days after that, my entire family got murdered by the Uruk-hai in the battle for Helm's Deep.
Oh, please stop. I can't hear any more. It's too sad.
No, I must continue. Every day from then on, I had a dream of winning a phony music competition to get rich and have mindless drones fall for me and all my merchandise. I also want a perfume named after me. That is a very noble cause. So my performance today was dedicated to everyone who I've lost in my life. Oh, and my dog died yesterday. You are an inspiration. So it's a yes from me.
As a fan of dogs, your story really pulled at my heartstrings. And despite you having no talent, I am going to have to say yes.
I'm going to be honest with you here. I can see you making me a lot of money in the future. Sure, you have absolutely no musical talent, but this is the music industry we're talking about here. As long as your hair is crazy enough and your jeans are tight, you have a chance of going places. Oh, and you could also get someone to write a book about your life story to make a quick load of cash. So, despite me making my mind up about whether I was going to say yes 15 minutes ago, I'm going to glance at the floor and pretend that I'm conflicted about my decision. Give me a sec. We need to give the guys time in post to build up the overly sappy music. And I'm gonna have to say, yes, you are through to whatever the hell part comes next. Love, Loss, Uruk-hai, and Dead Dogs. The new book by Barry Johnson. Coming soon. The X Factor is a reality television show that takes people from the general public, puts them in front of judges who have no real talent of their own, who then judge these people as to what singing talent they have. Entertaining, emotionally gripping, sincere, and not shit are all words that don't apply to the X Factor. So let's start by looking at the judges. Simon Cowell is the creator of the show, who saw a great opportunity to use the general public as a way to make him extremely rich. And aside from knowing how to use people to make himself rich, and looking like he belongs on Sesame Street, he has no real talent of his own. It's thanks to Simon that the classic musical geniuses known as One Direction and JLS exist as extremely popular people who sing songs. You have to give it to the dude. He knows how the music industry works and what 10-year-old girls want. And it's not like it's his fault that most music today is formulated garbage that all sounds the same. Sharon Osbourne is another one of the X Factor judges, who also has virtually no talent. Well, apart from being exceedingly irritating.
You messed your pants. That's quite fabulous. You messed your pants.
She unfortunately became a household name after the sickening television reality show The Osbournes. But that's a story for another day. Then finally we have the chubby little Irish creature known as Louis Walsh. He managed Westlife and the other known as Jedward, which again is another video for another time. Louis Walsh's talent lies in his abilities in being an unlikable. There are more X Factor judges that exist, but do you really need me to go into detail about the rest of them? They all have similar pattern. They're either a manager of some band or someone who wants their music career to have some kind of boost so they get more money. I am actually having trouble coming up with the words necessary to describe what I genuinely hate about the show. I think it's mainly the fact that it's just so formulaic, manipulative and false. The show is one huge joke. Most of the contestants are people who are so desperate for fame that they would literally do anything to get it. Then every year there's some really bad act that people vote for just because they suck so hard. I almost feel bad that I've dedicated so much time to thinking and writing about this show. I don't even know what my point at the end of all of this even is. Obviously I hate it, and I'd say the show has not even one thing of merit, but that doesn't stop millions of people tuning in whenever it's on. and it'll probably never stop running until everyone on the planet is a winner of the X Factor. And then when everyone is a winner of the X Factor...
No one will be.
I tell you what though, I haven't seen Aquaman in a while. Aquaman, you out there, old buddy, old pal? I am here. Jesus, what happened to you? Nothing. Well, where have you been? I have been planning, and soon my plan will come to fruition. What are you planning? You will find out soon enough, friend. Whatever, f*** off then. So closing point for this video. F*** the X Factor, f*** Simon Cowell, and f*** any reality TV show of this false nature. So my first video about the #1 YouTuber has been getting a lot of comments lately. You get a lot of nice ones, but then you also get the incredibly imbecilic ones. I mean, some of them are so profoundly idiotic that I just couldn't help but screen cap a whole bunch of them and dedicate an entire video to it. So what I've done is split it into 3 subsections, the first one being broken logic comments, the second being spelling and grammar morons, and the third being threats and insults. So seeing as it's first, I might as well start with broken logic. So Jonathan, he's been commenting on, the video quite a few times. He's particularly been personally insulted by the video for some reason. Not sure why, but this is his comment. This is why you don't even have a decent subs, because you hate on regular, I guess, human, on a regular human that has a successful life. Well, that's totally untrue for a start. I'm extremely happy with the amount of subscribers I have in the time that I've owned this channel, so that's one tick away from that. And okay, he's a regular human, but that's not why I decided to make the video in the first place. The whole point, I don't think he even watched the video. What I think a lot of these people are doing is they're like, man, you know what, I really like PewDiePie. He's like my favourite YouTuber, so you know what I'm going to do? Instead of going on his channel and watching his videos, I'm going to type into YouTube, I hate PewDiePie, to have a look at the people that do hate him, so then I can go on their videos, dislike them, and write a comment without even watching and seeing what they want. Even though the video clearly indicates what they're going to be talking about, and the whole point of it is to describe their feelings on the YouTube, the #1 YouTuber. So I don't know what you want, Jonathan, but getting off YouTube and, I don't know, going for a bike ride will probably help clear your head. Okay, that was like one comment, and I just talked for pretty much an entire minute straight, so this is probably going to be quite a long one. Stick with me here. So this guy says, why don't you show your face? If you have a problem with PewDiePie, then shut up and sleep. And then he commented again saying, show your face, noob. I don't know, I have no idea what showing my face would even do to help proving even anything. It's not relevant even in the slightest to anything I was trying to say. I think what these people do is they come in and they try and compare everything you do to what PewDiePie does. See, he shows his face in all of his videos and things, and somehow that in their mind makes it relevant to my video. It would prove nothing, Mladen, and I'm not going to do it, so go away. Okay, this one is mind-numbing. We defend him because he does nothing to you. If you don't like him, fine, but keep your opinion to yourself. That is just some of the most flawed logic I've ever heard. So basically what you're saying is, you can't criticize him. Why not? You criticize movies or music or anything. Why can't you criticize this one guy? Because his fans will just attack you? No. I mean, I can say whatever the hell I want about him because it's my opinion. Whatever. It shouldn't take anything away from it for you. And if it does, then you really got to reevaluate some things that you're doing with your fucking life. Don't make these videos and you won't get hate, asshole, and it's PEWDIEPIE'S. I don't give a shit how you pronounce his name, to be honest. It's not a real word, and it's not exactly at the top of my list of important things to pronounce correctly, so no. Also, I'm going to keep making videos about what I want to make them about. If I feel that way, I'm not going to be scared of the fan base to the point where I'm not going to upload a video and just, oh, I'm going to just hide in the corner and just say to myself, oh yeah, PewDiePie's so scary. Oh, I don't want to make a video about all of his fans because they'll get so mad. No, I don't care. I mean, seriously, all you're doing is proving the point I made in the video and whatever. If you hate PewDiePie, does not mean you have to tell everyone you're just jealous. Sorry, I was not trying to be mean. Calling me jealous is kind of being mean. So you are being mean. Sorry to reveal that to you, but you are, and I'm not jealous. That's another one of the PewDiePie mega fan things of like, oh, you don't like him because you're jealous of him. Okay, you're gonna be jealous of, say, anyone of his sort of status. He's the #1 YouTuber. You know, in the same way you're jealous of Brad Pitt for being rich or whatever, or famous, you know? It works in the same way. How do you know all bros are stupid? Just f*** you. F*** you. If you're not going to watch my video and even, you know, look into it at all, just f*** off, seriously. Just leave. Oh my god, this one. I think you're just one of these kinds of people that hate and try to be a smartass and a tough guy to make people think you know better, when you actually are just another wannabe, and it's truly funny. You rely on YouTube to pay your bills, and 'cause you have no life and you can't say shit 'cause you know it's true, so stop hating. And why not you get a damn chance and grow up, 'cause no one likes dickheads. That's just a no life, so please be more mature, you dick, and don't judge a book by its cover. What the hell? I don't try to be a smart ass, and especially not a tough guy. And really, you think I'm lucky enough to pay my bills with YouTube money? No, I'm not on that same level as PewDiePie. I can't do that. You know, I wish I could, but that's not really a choice at the moment. And telling me to grow up is the biggest insult of all. I mean, look at your spelling and grammar skills. They're just... They make me lose hope for humanity. And that's all I'm going to say to you, Alan Prine. But about I f***ed myself video, motherfucker. No idea what that means. Mladen, you're right, show your false f***er. I think he meant to say face. And no to that. What we learned today is that PewDiePie is awesome and you suck shit. Not really sure how you came to that conclusion, but whatever. 3 words, you suck asshole. That is 5 words. And 4 words and a number, technically. 2 words, don't hate. 3 words, how about no? He's just doing what he loves, so leave him alone, lol. That exact same logic could apply to the very reason that I made the video, so... F*** you. I'm a bro, but why do they all have to justify and say, I'm a bro, but I don't care. I don't give a shit if you're a bro. Whatever, please don't call us stupid, idiotic. F*** you. Not reading the rest, F*** you. He's not doing it for fun, not to become famous. He may act dumb as okay, yeah, keep going, Okay, dude, if you hate something that keeps it to your effing self, no one needs to know. Sure, it's your opinion, but no one needs to know, okay? By that logic, I don't need to know that you think that. Nothing would ever work in the world if that logic was applied to simple everyday things. That is just so stupid. I understand he has very strong and violent fans, but there's no reason to call them out. For a start, I wouldn't call them strong. I would call them cowards and weaklings. But that's just my opinion, but there's no reason to call them out. The whole point was to call them out. Why should we have to sit there and just accept that there are these 10-year-olds who just attack people who criticize something they like? I'm sorry, that's just not how the world works. Sir, he is very funny in his own way, blah 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 blah. I said in the video specifically, I don't care if you like him. What I don't like about him is the way his fans will go and attack people who don't like him. And there's nothing wrong with not liking him. So onto the spelling and grammar morons now. Jesus, this is going long, but I actually had a fake PewDiePie account come on and say, you're just a big f*** and hater. So I went on his YouTube account to see, you know, what his channel is. And it's just a fake account where he re-uploads PewDiePie videos. What the f***? The f*** sort of shit is that? And he's criticizing me. F*** you. How does it feel that 14 million people hate you, bitch? That is just so ludicrous. It's funny how mindless these people are. They think that they are part of an army. A keyboard warrior army that just sit around attacking people who don't like him. I mean, what the f***? So the wonderful hydrocortiderm, sorry if I said your name, but you pointed out all the truths. So he basically says there's the typical sort of PewDiePie drone follows a certain set of rules. So they all have zero knowledge of grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Yep, check. They all seem the same as most of the COD fan base. So the homophobic, illogical 10-year-olds who'll say they slept with your mum and tell you to kill yourself and that lot. And they assume anyone who isn't a fan is jealous. Spot on. And they believe a subscriber count is directly proportional to the quality of someone's videos. Exactly. This is it. I didn't even need to make this whole video. I could have just read this comment out. Done. But I'm going to keep going though. So this guy quit for f***'s sake. I'm guessing that's what it means. Dude, you're so stupid. My apologies to your mum. There we go, people. Well, that sums it up right there. He just proved the point by replying to the comment with just the most stupid thing imaginable. Then he goes on to reply to someone else saying, oh, look at you trying to get some attention. I'm opening my care box. Oh, wait, it's empty. You didn't prove any point, attention whore. And there we go again. There we go again. Yep. Hydrocortiderm was exactly right. They always fit into one of those subsections of a just f***ing idiot. You like your comedy and we like out comedy. Okay, by that reasoning, why did you come to my video and feel like you had to, describe that to me, to explain that to me? Okay, you like it. Why? I don't care. Go and watch it if it's so good. Go away. So finally we move on to the threats and insults. There aren't very many threats, thank God. I don't actually want to be killed because of a fucking stupid YouTube video, but yep, f*** you. From Tyler Williams, which is obviously his real name, which is the new thing YouTube do where they try and make you to use your real name. So this kid, and I know he's a kid because I went on his channel and I had a look, and it's so inappropriate. He's got all these videos that are all just so badly spelt as well and everything, where he's just sat there shirtless usually, sometimes with his like even younger sister. He must be about 9, 8, 10 years old. He looks so young, and he's got his even younger sister in there as well, and it's so inappropriate. As I went on his video and commented saying, your parents are bad people. Your parents are bad people for letting you do this. Because one day you're going to look back in this and think, fucking hell, what was I thinking? What an absolutely stupid thing to do. Especially going around just insulting people as well. Jesus Christ, kid. If somebody makes a video again like this, please email me your address, because I will go there, brofist you in the face using a chair, let ducks help me to kill you, and then put your dead body in a barrel and push you deep river onto a cliff. I know that's a bunch of sort of references to things that PewDiePie does in his videos, but this just really is the icing on the cake. It shows how just young and immature they are. That is... So I just realised I put one from Slender Man again in here. F*** you little shit, I don't give a f***, whatever. I'm not going to read the rest, you can read it, I'll put it on screen. Yep, proving my point again. F*** you. Then why did you make the video, retard? Why did you come to my video and comment that? I'm just losing all hope right now. F*** you, you're just gay, faggot. Jealous of him, what a shame. Yep, there's another one. Get the list out and tick it off. You f***ing British bitch, and it's not I don't f***ing care. Right now I'm convulsing. I feel like I'm about to retch. My eyes feel like they could fall out any second. My nose is bleeding. I feel like I could breathe fire right now. That is it. I'm done. I'm done with these people. As soon as they comment, I'm just gonna delete them. That is it. I can't do this anymore. So that's it. That's all the people I care to even mention. Giving them... I almost wish I didn't do this now, just to not give them the attention, but whatever. So, closing point. These people. PewDiePie fans are fine. It's just the specific people that were pointed out in the list. You know what? I'm going to make a poster now. I'm going to make a poster with the PewDiePie RABID fanboy 10-year-old list of rules of things they fit into poster thing, and it's gonna have all those 3 things on, so then everyone can buy a copy and put it on their wall, and when they get a reply to a comment somewhere on the internet, they can go, oh wait, let's have a look. Can he spell? Oh no, he must be in, yep, he fits perfectly into there. So, Jesus, God, I feel like it's... Grr. Halloween. The October 31st annual holiday that celebrates, what does Halloween celebrate exactly? Well, the origin of Halloween is actually an interesting tale that celebrates... Shit. Trick-or-treaters. Oh, give me a sec.
Trick-or-track.
Cough. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. Halloween used to represent a cool story that actually had some kind of meaning. Now it's a good excuse to hold large parties to get excessively drunk and wear skimpy clothing. An excuse for supermarkets to sell tacky merchandise. And most importantly of all, of course, it helps the children of our nations get diabetes. So as you probably know, most people in the UK, including myself, are a bunch of angry and cynical tossers who can only find enjoyment from criticising, complaining, or making YouTube videos. And this attitude spreads to our feelings about Halloween, seeing as the holiday takes place on October 31st, just about the beginning of our ghastly sub-zero winters. So quite simply, Halloween is a cold and miserable time where most people would rather rest in front of a fire as opposed to escorting their young children around town, practically stealing sweets from strangers they've probably never even met before. So Halloween is supposed to represent the end of the harvest season, and it was supposed to mark the day where the boundaries between the living and the dead overlapped. Hence why you would dress up in scary outfits to mimic or scare the evil spirits. You can really tell how this story is totally remembered and is the prime focus of the holiday, right? Right? So as it stands right now, I am not a fan of Halloween purely because it is more of a corporate excuse to sell crappy merchandise rather than have a genuinely meaningful holiday. But you know what? This year I'm going to try something special. I'm going to attempt to do some traditional Halloween things I've never done before to see if it changes my mind on what I think about the holiday. While I highly doubt it will, I may as well at least give it a try. So first thing on the list, make a costume. Right, this should be simple enough. Just change my face to a pumpkin in post, will you, aqua lad? There. Well, that was boring, simple, and involved me having to waste my time drawing a pumpkin. So at the moment, Halloween. Okay then, what's next? Trick-or-treating. Oh yes, the part where I ask random strangers to give me free food, or I threaten to damage their property or well-being through means of trickery. Now this is more like it. Trick or treat. Mate, you're like 20 years old. You can't trick or treat. Well, why not? Mate, it's only for kids. Oh, sorry, my mistake. I didn't read the Halloween rulebook. You know what, mate? You've got a good costume, though. Oh, give me a sec. I'll go grab something. Huh. Well, that was simple enough. Here you go. Really? You have to be that one guy who gives everyone fruit. Ah, screw this. Right, so trick-or-treating was an awful and disastrous experience. I guess now... What? Oh no. This is the worst trick in all of Halloween history. Some bastard has brought Kite Man back to life.
Yes, it is I, back from the grave.
You know what? I don't even care how you were brought back to life, so don't even tell me.
Well, well, you sure ruined my monologue I was about to make.
Yeah, I don't care. Now f*** off.
Yeah, I will get revenge for that. You will see. You will see. My monologue will return.
God, I'm sorry about that. That was awful. So anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I've got one more thing to do to make my Halloween complete. Carve a jack-o'-lantern. So let's see what this is all about. Well, this sucks ass. So you know what? I tried, people. I really tried to like Halloween, but I just can't do it. Perhaps one day some friendly Americans could show me how to do it properly, but until that day comes, this holiday. Okay, I know this is a very specific subject for a video, but stick with me on this one. Is it just me, or are covers for games, DVDs and Blu-rays all exceedingly dull and very similar? The one that gets me most is video game covers, and I'll mostly be focusing on them, so let's start there. Out of the 40 odd games I own, I can only say that I genuinely like the covers of 5 of them. And 2 of them are Batman games, and one is a special edition of a game that normally has a totally bland looking cover. So I've come to the conclusion that game covers break down into 2 main categories. Person/robot/creature holding a gun/weapon and looking angry, and the grizzled white guy in danger or holding a weapon. I would like to think that games have evolved past the point where you need to attract the interest of small children by simply putting an angry looking dude holding a gun, but I guess the evidence proves otherwise. I understand that they want to clearly show that the game involves plenty of action and guns, and they don't want to keep anything a mystery, but games like Skyrim prove that you don't need to have an obnoxiously over-the-top explosion front cover to interest people, and still sell millions of copies. I understand that games like Skyrim are part of a huge franchise, but even most of the huge AAA games have exceedingly lazy front covers, despite the fact they're guaranteed to sell like crazy. So I have 2 game covers in particular that I find the most lazy and insulting, the first being BioShock Infinite. There's so much more to BioShock Infinite than a grizzled white guy holding a shotgun and looking downwards, and the developers clearly knew it, hence why they printed an infinitely better, excuse the pun, cover on the flip side of the awful default one. Were they really that obsessed with trying to reach so broad an audience as possible by making the cover so bland as to try and sell a few extra copies to people who'll see it and say, "Oh cool, that game doesn't look like Call of Duty because it has them guns in there. I'm gonna buy this right now today." So the other game cover I loathe is for the unreleased at this time, new IP known as Destiny. Now this game was one of my most anticipated titles for next year, and the original cover that was used for promotional material was both interesting and cryptic, and inspired you to want to research and see what the game was all about. Now here is the official cover. Yep, another dude holding a gun, who looks strangely like Master Chief from the trailer for the next Halo game. The thing that gets to me most is the fact that I know, for a fact, that the artists and talent behind the design of these games are incredibly creative and imaginative people. So it seems like such a shame to represent these games as typical, predictable, shooty gun explosion things. It makes it remarkably difficult to try and defend games as an art form when the design process for the covers are so lazy and uninspired. And if nothing else, it gives the fools who think video games are the core reason as to why violence exists more false evidence for their idiotic arguments and points. Man, I wish I could live in a world where covers were actually different. But, well, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Oh, God. Where am I? Oh, this is awful. Where's my nice red background gone? What is this? It's beige. What? The background. The colour. It's beige. Oh, right. Who are you? Where am I? I run a YouTube channel about my opinions and feelings on things. What? Really? That's very similar to what I do. Have you heard of me before? My channel is called I Hate Everything. Well, my channel is called I Am Neutral on Everything. Well, this is awful. That is nice that you think that, but it's also not nice that you think that. I'm neutral on your opinion. Oh Christ, somebody get me out of here. Wait a sec. Am I in a parallel universe or something? What are DVD, Blu-rays and game covers like over here? Well, they're all beige, with simple text on them, like they have always been. My God, this is even worse than what they're like in my universe. This is awful. This is just too awful. Am I going to be trapped here forever? Wait a minute. Maybe when I said that it was my wish that I could live in a different universe, my wish somehow came true. Well, I guess it's worth a shot to try wishing again. Okay. I wish I was in a universe where media covers were all imaginative and original, and not beige. Whoa! Oh Oh god, what is this? It's pink. So much pink. Hello there, my new and fantastic friend. It is just such a wonderful time today to make new friends. Is it not the best, my new friend? Holy mother of God. No. You can't be. This isn't possible. Oh, how rude of me. Let me introduce myself. I love everything. No. Oh god. This is even worse than the last one. Okay, just tell me one thing, Mr. I Love Everything. What are game covers like in this world? Well, game covers, they're all very creative and wonderful. I knew it. Wait, what? So they're all original and unique? Yes, they are, my friend. However, they did cause the almighty Overlord to gain his power, and also started 14 world wars. Oh, right. Of course it did. So who's this almighty Overlord then? I must never mention his name, old friend, or he will stab me to death with his trident. Well, that sucks. Wait, did you say trident? Only one being in my universe uses a trident. Is Aquaman your almighty Overlord? Uh-oh, looks like you uttered the Overlord's name. I guess it's time to accept our deaths. Not for me, it's not. There is no way in hell that Aquaman is going to be the one to kill me. I wish I was back in my normal universe. No, don't go, best friend. Oh, f*** off. Oh no. Overlord, my friend. I'm terribly sorry.
Do you think it's okay to f*** around with the Overlord?
Well, of course not, Overlord.
I'm gonna kill you now.
Wow. Well, that was truly strange. And I never managed to get around to the DVD and Blu-ray section. Oh well, the general idea of what I think is proven in a Gizmodo article I've linked in the description. Anyway, where did the unexplicable power to grant wishes come from in the first place? Red-a-da, whoa, red-a-da, whoa. Ah, Genie. Of course, I found that lamp, didn't I? And you granted me 3 wishes. You crazy f***ing bastard. I had an allergic reaction to a flower, so my voice is probably going to sound a little bit more nasally than usual, so that's a thing. So Q&A 4, here we go.
Here's a simple question for you. How many trolls are needed to fix a lamp if Miley Cyrus twerks the same amount of hours as a man who buys bitches on Twitter?
Oh, like 3. If you had a magical mustache for a day, what would you do with it?
Probably would go up to random people and scratch them with it. Yep, that's definitely what I'd do. I'd go up to people and scratch them with my magical mustache. Will badass Aquaman, the one from the alternate dimension, make a return in a future I Hate Everything episode? I don't see why not, but I'm not promising anything.
Do you hate DeviantArt? If so, will you ever make a video about it?
Yes, and yes.
Do you have a Steam account, and would you be so inclined to play some games with your fans if you did?
Yes, I do, and it goes by the name of Beish Aish Funny Maish Fleish, and I never use it. What I do use, though, is my Xbox with my gamer tag of... I'm not going to say it here, because I'm not just going to hand it out unless people really want it.
How did you get such a sexy voice?
By being allergic to flowers and pollen and dust. It's all a bit of a depressing thing, really. Why did you change the background color in your recent videos? Well, I was just playing around with one of my thumbnails for one of the videos, and I accidentally changed the background red to a slightly darker red, and I was like, wow, this is so much better. That's about it. Kurt Max beat Floss in a fight. Little bit of backstory. Ambushed Orange is my friend James, who has a dog called Max, and my dog is called Floss, or Flossie. Here's a picture of Max, and here's a picture of Flossie. I think we all would know who would win in a fight. Flossie, of course.
Would you go see a movie with Aquaman, Kite Man, or kill everyone in the theater with a bullet in your foot?
I think you're awesome.
Well, I'd definitely rather see an Aquaman movie over a Kite Man movie. And I'm not a serial killer, so by rule of elimination, I guess it's Aquaman.
What do you hate more? Girls who say your voice is adorable? Or guys who say your voice is adorable?
To be honest, I don't think everyone's ever described my voice as being adorable before. No one really uses the word adorable in the UK as far as I know. Oh great, now it's going to be a race to see who can call my voice adorable first. Can you make Twitter account, because I don't have Facebook account. Out of all the social media that exists and is free to use and all that bollocks, Twitter is the one I will never use. I just can't f***ing stand it.
What's your favorite food? What's your favorite video game?
What is your favorite color?
Well, my favourite food is a good old Sunday roast, and the last moments right before those Monday blues hit you. Favourite game? I don't f***ing know. And my favourite colour is indeed purple. Purple, purple, purple. What is one I hate topic you'll never do? What do you think about YouTube's new comment system layout thing? Liked your I Hate Halloween video, will you be doing more like that? I.e. Thanksgiving, New Year's, or dreadful pointless commercial, Valentine's Day? Well, I was going to do a I Hate Religion episode at one point, and then I was thinking, wow, look at the reaction I got in the PewDiePie video. I mean, I can't even fathom what would happen if I did a religion video, so I've just sort of avoided that. And as far as what I think about the new comment system, it was by far the most asked question for this Q&A, and I'm not going to answer it, because, as you can probably guess, I'm going to cover it in depth in my next video, and I probably will be doing other themed videos, although probably not Thanksgiving, because, to be honest, I don't even know what it's even about. I think there's like a turkey in there or something, but we don't have it over here.
Do a faith cam. How old are you? Twitter or Facebook? Girl or boy? Lol. Red or blue? Do you have a GF? Are you preggers? Why do you hate everything? Lol. How do you feel about the new comment thingy? Are you skinny or fat? Blue or white? Chocolate. Unicorns or horses? Cats or dog? Are you very good, Tara? Oh, I'm done with you.
So in chronological order, no, I have no age. Facebook, what? Don't care, no. Yes, not answering shit. Skinny, horses, dogs, Ashens. There we go, answered your question, you can decipher it if you want. What has been the best day of your life? How old are you? Are you it's Darth Vader, sorry. Or Luke Skywalker? Chocolate or sweets? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter or Facebook? Books or newspaper? Sorry for spamming you with random questions. 3... whatever. What's the best day of your life? I've never had a good day in my life. How old are you? I don't age. And I'm not Darth Vader or Luke. I'm Chewbacca without the hair. So I just sort of sit around just going for no real reason. Chocolate, YouTube, Facebook, a newspaper. That's it answered. What is your view on the Google Plus YouTube combination? What is your view on Christmas? What type of music do you like besides making YouTube videos? What else do you like to do in your spare time? Thanks. Keep up the amazing work. Gonna skip the first one. It's Christmas. What type of music do you like? I like soundtrack stuff and orchestrated stuff and whatever. I don't care. I'll just listen to anything. And what do I do in my spare time? I just sit around being angry all day.
It's time for the super duper mega lightning round.
Favorite animated TV shows? Attack on Titan. Favorite game ever? Favorite character in Smash Bros. Brawl? That would be Mr. Game & Watch. What phone do I have? I have an iPhone. Why the sudden decision to put your gaming channel in the description? Why not? By the way, do you hate crypto and hate Pikachu? What? How many children do you eat every day? I don't know. None. Good question. About how many videos have been in the process of being made at a given time? About 2 or so. Do you like Lego? Because on the I Hate English video you're talking about Legos and you could have used another example but you chose Lego. Does this answer your motherfucking question? Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego Star Wars, Lego Superman, Lego Aquaman. Lego Aquaman. Do you hate even hatred? I guess. Do you hate trains? Yeah. Will you eat my 500-year-old turtle? That's cruel and mean. So yeah, why not? Why did you call Sony Cerny? It was a joke. How did you become so damn awesome? Like, why you're so damn awesome? With flowers and rainbows and kisses and... Snap out of it, I hate everything. No, I got where I am today because of being cynical and hating everything.
Agree with me, there's lots of crap on YouTube.
Yeah? What's that smell? Probably you, old buddy, old pal. Can you make an I Hate Christmas video? Probably. What is your opinion on the 2DS? It's a thing that exists. Search up Birdemic Shock and Terror. Do you hate Birdemic? No, I've seen Birdemic before. It's pretty good. In a way. Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Wars for me, please. Can I have that genie that teleported you to all those alternate dimensions in your last video? Sure, take it. Did you ever think you'd get to this amount of subscribers in this amount of time? No, but it's fantastic that I did. You guys are the best. Are you surprised that there are 700 like-minded, bitter cynics in this world? To be honest, no, because there are millions of people that live in the UK. What do you hate most? This question. This question is pointless, but answer it all, I'll do something. There we go. Please show your face. Here it is. Why does your head look like some sort of starfish? Okay, that's it. I've had enough. Hey, Google. Please stop. Please just f***ing stop. If I can credit the internet for anything, it would be its innate ability to bandwagon on things that usually don't deserve it. The hate train is easy to jump on and get completely washed away in. However, every once in a blue moon, an internet backlash is completely warranted. Case in point, what Google have just done with Google Plus's integration into YouTube. Ever since Google purchased YouTube, they arguably have been making it worse, and worse, and worse, and worse. So to be honest, this horrible decision to combine their two web entities does not surprise me in the least. And that's a shame, because YouTube, as well as being a breeding ground for f***ing shite, is also a cesspool of creativity and originality. But Google do not seem to be interested in the latter at all. They seem completely blind to what people actually want to see improve in the website. YouTube is not a perfect website by any means whatsoever. In fact, when you break it down, it is actually pretty terrible. I don't want to be one of those people who always live in the past and say that the old stuff was always better, but the old YouTube was definitely a more coherent and an overall better website. You would think a juggernaut such as Google would understand the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't f***ing fix it. Don't get me wrong, YouTube needed changes. But the way they've gone about it is so completely, mind-bafflingly idiotic in the most primitive meaning of the word. And it amazes me that Google did not try to get the website working at least a little bit more logically before clumsily shoving in Google+, because all it did was make it 3 times more atrocious. The interface as it is now is clumsy, pointlessly confusing, and just badly designed. So let's take a second to break down the main points with what this Google+ update has done to YouTube. So, from what I understand, you now have to have a Google Plus account to be able to access all the features of YouTube. This means that anything you share on Google Plus will be linked in with its related video in the comments section, and you'll get notifications when someone comments or shares your videos. This now also means that YouTube comments do not have the ridiculous 500 character limit, as well as allowing you to post links to other websites. So what is bad about this, do I hear you say? Well, starting with the comments, 2 groups of people are to blame for what happened. Group 1, Google, for their moronic, sudden implementation, seemingly without any kind of feedback from the community before forcing it upon all of us. And Group 2, you. And by you, I mean all of us, the people who use YouTube. I mentioned earlier that people like to bandwagon, and that is certainly what happened when the update was released. I also mentioned that it was warranted, because this whole mess was handled so badly. However, posting a fucking picture of a stick man with a tank is not going to change a fucking thing. When we were presented with this update, we had 2 real extreme options of how we could react. On one hand, we all could have said, okay, this was handled very poorly, but on the plus side, at least now we can have real discussions and use the comment system to relay helpful websites and links to one another. On the other hand, we could have all lost our minds and in a pure blinding rage made everything worse by taking it all out of proportion by posting offensive and childish responses all over YouTube as a way to try and get Google to take back the mistake they made. And of course, this is the internet. We all know what extreme did happen. We all know people lost their minds. We all know it was blown completely out of proportion. And within seconds of the update going live, there were ASCII images of naked ladies, genitals, Hitler, swastikas, pedo bears, and quite possibly worst of all, Bob. People have this strange idea that posting a little picture of a tank with a stickman is what you need to do to prove your distaste for the new update. Whatever you say, internet. Whatever you f***ing say. There are even multiple petitions on change.org to try and get them to change it back. This one has 200,000 signatures. Not that petitions do anything anyway. So after all the absolute craziness that ensued after the update launched, what did Google do to try and calm us all down? Well, the only logical thing they could have done was to make the like bar blue instead of green. For no f***ing reason. For absolutely no fucking reason. They randomly changed the like bar to blue. That's it. That's all they fucking do. They don't try to fix the fact that comments before the update are now completely dormant and you can't reply to them. They don't fix the fact that the Google Plus notification system is completely broken. They don't try and make it so the page actually fits properly to my screen. They don't try and fix the fact that time links in the comment section open the video again in a new tab. And they don't try and fix their automatic spam filter that totally doesn't work. And you want to know why? Because every single one of us continues to use YouTube. If every one of us packed up and just said, okay YouTube, I'm done with this shit. I've had enough. If a large amount of people migrated away to another site, they would certainly pay attention because quite simply, they'd be losing out on a substantial amount of income. They have us all in the palm of their hands, and nothing is going to change that until someone competent decides to completely overhaul YouTube and actually improve it, or until someone comes up with an alternate website that is just as useful as YouTube. So ending points. Google have no idea how to handle YouTube, and nothing is going to change that until we all leave the site, which is not going to happen, or they put someone with a brain in charge of it, which is probably also not going to happen. So please, please Google, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Dolphins, the high horse pricks of the ocean. Oh, look at me, I'm a dolphin. I'm so nice and kind to everyone. Oh, look at me, I'm saving other helpless animals and being really cute. I've never liked dolphins. They've always come across like they're planning some mysterious underground suspicious shit. You can easily imagine them turning around while they're helping a drowning puppy or a baby polar bear and smiling back at you with a villainous grin, as if they're only helping and being so naturally kind as to convince the human race that they are wonderful creatures. But I tell you what, dolphins, I'm not buying it. I'm willing to bet that dolphins actually run an underground crime syndicate. Well, actually, I guess it will be an underwater crime syndicate. Anyway, drug smuggling, seal trafficking, stealthily assassinating fishermen and blaming it on sharks. I'm sure the devious devil animals have done it all. And I already know what some of you are saying. Oh no, you hater. You just hate dolphins because you are jealous. They are majestic and beautiful creatures. Well, one, being jealous of dolphins is completely ludicrous. And two, it's just proof that the bastard water mutants have gotten into your heads and brainwashed you. Do you know where the name dolphin even comes from? I didn't think so. It actually originates from the Latin for murderer, crime, killers of the ocean. Okay, so maybe that's completely untrue and I made it up to help prove my point. But in all seriousness, the name for dolphin actually originates from the Greek word of delphis, which means womb. So effectively, their name can literally be interpreted as fish with wombs. The mere fact that they are a scary fish hybrid classed as a mammal that can live underwater should be suspicious enough. Speaking of spasticated animals that live under the ocean, as we all know, one of Aquaman's powers is to control sea creatures.
Now, hold tight. I'll get help. Now, from Aquaman's brain, telepathic emanations fan out through the deep, summoning a giant sea turtle. You'll have to bring help from Atlantis, Aqualad, while I track down those reptile men.
Check, Aquaman.
Wait, who am I kidding? Why would anyone know that? This is Aquaman we're talking about here. No one gives a damn about his fish hypnotizing powers of terribleness. But anyway, I was planning on sending Aquaman on a reconnaissance mission to try and get some secret information on the dolphins. But I haven't actually seen him since he was all mind-controlled and was planning something.
Hey man, you won't believe all the stuff I went through. It's actually quite an interesting story.
Oh, there you are. You know, I honestly couldn't care less about your bullshit story of boringness, so I don't even want to know.
But there was scarecrow toxin, and Superman even helped me out. It's all really quite cool in the end.
Well, that's obviously a huge lie. You can never be in anything that is even remotely cool. Anyway, head, I need you to do something for me. Amazingly enough, your weirdly specific powers are actually going to be helpful for this weirdly specific task. You don't want me to go and spy on the dolphins to see if they're running underwater drug cartels, trafficking seals, and quietly assassinating fishermen and getting sharks to take all the blame, do you? Because that's insanely stupid. Yeah, actually I do.
Why would I do that? Dolphins are sweet animals with kind hearts.
Okay, look, Just go and check on them for 5 minutes, then come back and tell me that they're not the murder killers of the ocean, and I'll drop it. Well?
I can't believe it.
Ha, I knew it. I knew I was right. So what were they doing?
It's so much worse than you ever imagined. They've built underwater castle lairs made from the bones of their enemies, and they're capturing other sea creatures and skinning them alive, and they even make their friends watch.
Yes, I knew it. I knew dolphins ran a devilish cult.
How could you ever predict this?
Well, to tell the truth, I didn't. This is actually incredibly horrific. Kinda wish I didn't know about this now. Oh well, shit happens.
Hello there, children. Let me tell you a story about DeviantArt. DeviantArt, as you probably know, is a website that allows you to upload art to form a virtual portfolio. So one day, IHE found the website DeviantArt and thought it was a cool idea. So he started to upload some of the stupid shit he liked to draw and really got into using the website. He then learned about the group feature. This lets you join a group focused on a specific theme or something. Anyway, seeing as he was a fan of the Halo games, he thought he would join the Halo Lovers Club. What a mistake that turned out to be, huh? So, every now and again he would get the latest fan art sent to him. Sure, there was some shitty pictures now and again, but he'd not seen anything yet. So one day, he just happened to get a glance of this. At this point in IHE's life, he had not witnessed anything so terrible, so he decided to comment.
Congratulations for drawing the worst thing on DeviantArt. Quite an achievement.
Sure, it was a dick move, but goddamn that picture was terrible. And amazingly enough, this comment was not even true, because it was not the worst thing on DeviantArt, because pictures like this, and this, and this exist. So what's the moral of this story? Well, you know what? I don't have a fucking clue. There is no moral, f*** you.
Jesus Christ, DeviantArt. If I'd not already used the hive of scum and villainy joke in the Facebook video, I probably would have used it here. Actually, you know what? DeviantArt is not a hive of scum and villainy. It's more of a nest of perversion and terrible artwork. As with most of these online social media outlet site things, the idea behind them is a good one, usually with innocent intentions. It's when the delinquents of the world get their greasy mitts on them that things start to get, well, crazy. So what is wrong with DeviantArt? Well, to put it simply, it's just filled with absolute bollocks. You do get some really impressive stuff, in plenty of abundance, mind you, but for every really good picture, there are about, 40 billion terrible ones. So as with any large abundance of people, we can split them into subsections, and I tend to like doing that. So here are a couple of more extreme examples of what some people are like on DeviantArt. I put watermarks on all my drawings because I think they're good enough, and I don't want people to steal them.
Listen to my fanfiction. Mass Effect plus the Gorn from Star Trek equals Gimli. Commander Shepard looked down at his pants and noticed that they were gone. This is my original Sonic character. I call him Thonix, with an X. He's faster than Sonic, but he's not quite as strong. My pony's got flames for its cutie mark. I call it Black Fire. I made the title of this one, I Have to Find a Way, because it's really about ponies and what they're thinking about. It's really serious.
This is my pony! It's the best pony of them all! It's fire and it's got machine guns for eyes!
Oh, and credit to the person who made the base.
I took a picture of some trees, and I called it Knowing, because trees are smart!
And just to make it more authentic, because I can't be f***ing bothered to do anymore, just imagine I did another 40,000 different voices for different pony people who've drawn their own ponies, and then you'll have a correct depiction of DeviantArt. So once you get past the aforementioned, fucking bollocks. Then you actually have the people whose drawings are so good that it makes you just want to give up in life and find the nearest bridge to jump off, because what's even the point of trying? Why even bother? So if I was to break down DeviantArt into a very specific and ultimately incredibly scientifically accurate statistical pie chart, this is what it would be. 3% good stuff, 356% pony shit, 29.56 weird Japanese stuff, 100.36% furry stuff, 10.1% scalies, 306 trillion% Sonic the Hedgehog fan art, and the rest of the percentage is something weird that I've probably never heard of and someone will get mad at. I've already insulted everyone already, so I don't even give a shit anymore. Wait a minute, that absolutely terrible Sonic picture reminds me of something. Hey, Aquaman.
Hey man, yeah, what's up? Yeah, look at me, yeah.
Why are you talking like that? Just stop, now. Yeah, you're right, I'll never do that again, that was f***ing weird. Whatever. Do you recognise this drawing? Yeah, I drew it. Oh, right. Of course you did. So this is your account then? You do realise that you've spelt your own name wrong, right?
How did I spell it?
Aquaman. Aquaman? There's no E in your name, you f***ing moron. Let alone two of them.
Oh, right. Oops, I didn't know.
Seriously, what is going on with your f***ing voice? Wait a minute, what is this? Your other Jesus Christ, they're terrible. Wait, is this supposed to be me? Yeah, it's a picture of me and you dancing, buddy. It's awful. So awful. I command you to delete your account and get your voice sorted out. This is too embarrassing, even for you.
Fine, man, jeez.
You know what, people? This is it. This is the very reason DeviantArt is horrible. Just imagine 10 million Aquamains all in one place, and you've got yourself DeviantArt. I made a video about why I hate DeviantArt. It caused a bit of a stir. Here's why. Now I wrestled with myself, yeah, that's possible, about if I should make this video or not, and I was like, maybe it's just a bad idea, maybe I just shouldn't do this, I should just leave it alone, but no, I decided, you know what, there's too much funny stuff here because it was just so stupid. So what happened was, in my DeviantArt video, for about 10 seconds I featured this person called Minor Elite. He had this terrible picture. Sorry, it's terrible. Don't care what you say. It's a f***ing awful picture. And I said it was bad. This is all in a very jokey way as well. I was like, in an old man voice, like, oh, it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And, you know, and then and that was it. It wasn't a video about him. It was about DeviantArt as a whole. And so somehow Minor Elite finds out about this. And then the internet explodes, causing a cascade of DeviantArt chuds to emerge from the woodwork and jump on me and try and insult me and things. Let's just get on with the comments. I really hope you live somewhere in the UK. It'll be a lot easier for me to hunt you down and get revenge for my friend. You know, the one you flagged hatered about? Okay then, buddy. Don't buddy me. I have a very short fuse, and your little joke, as you call it, has just made me really eager to hunt you down. You realise how ridiculous you sound, right? So I went on his account to see who this person is. Turns out this is what he looks like. I don't know about you, but I am f***ing terrified. Dearzella263, that's my DeviantArt username. Terrible, I know. You've been blacklisted on my list of trolls list, and you've been reported. Why did they even bother sending me this? I mean, I don't care that I've been put on your list of trolls list. I mean, are they really going to think that it's going to get to me personally, and I'm going to just be like, oh, I've been reported, what am I going to do? I guess I should just leave the internet for good. Ooh. I don't care. You can call me whatever. I mean, I'm on the internet, you have to get used to that sort of thing. Was it in your intentions to offend Minor? Just asking. Well, of course, wasn't that obvious? I thought the video was called I Hate Minor Elite. I thought the whole video was about Minor Elite, you know? Yeah. So the answer is yes. That was my pure intention. Obviously. I'm surprised you even have to ask, to be honest. I Hate Everything must be a neo-Nazi because the irony is that Minor is Norwegian. Jesus! And this is precisely why DeviantArt was the perfect subject for a video. You heard it here first, folks. I'm a neo-Nazi, apparently. My heart goes out to Minor Elite and the other blah blah blah. I believe I Hear Everything wasn't joking in his video too. He said some very hurtful things, and in such a venomous way. Really?
At this point in I Hate Everything's life, he had not witnessed anything so terrible.
Ooh, that was just so venomous. Ooh, it tingles down my spine.
It's sad Minor got so hurt that he left. Oh yeah, he closed his account because of this whole thing, apparently. So I guess that's something I did. Now this one is particularly odd. I got a private message from this guy called Grunt Arbiter. He basically says, please delete this video because Minor Elite blah blah blah. He goes on about how he was bullied or something. You can read, you can pause it and read it there if you care. I replied with, thanks for taking time to write a message. However, I'm afraid I have nothing more to say except, if you can't take it, you should not be using DeviantArt in the first place. To which he replied, look, it continues. I'm sick of their attack. Please, you can make a video against her and her friends to calm them. Thank you very much. To which I replied, what do you mean? Then he posted another link with, you will understand. Please help me. Make a video against them and their friends. For calm them. Thank you very much. And I finally replied with, I don't understand what they've done. Please explain. Forget. Have this is to forgive. I'm fine now. Thank you very much and sorry. Goodbye and take care of you. I had no idea what the was going on with that whole thing. I mean, I went on those links that he sent and it was just like these weird pages with like nothing on them. I had no idea what this person was asking. And then they just turn around and thank me for some reason. So they start off with me with asking to delete the video, and then they turn around and thank me at the end. I don't know what the hell happened. And so it goes on. Unfortunately, I've reported Zella263 and just get told to block him by DA. What's that going to do? Question mark. What, you're right, it's not going to do a f***ing thing. As you know yourself, so why are you even bothering? I'm annoyed myself now by the looks of the culprits are going to get away with it. What culprits? What crime have I committed? What have I... Oh my god. But I'm not giving in. Nobody seems to understand what I've started. Neither do I. What the fuck have I started? It like went away after a few days. I don't think I've started anything. But seriously, the whole melodrama with this whole thing, it's just hilarious how they overreact and treat everything as if it's really important, when in fact it's just nothing. Dude, insulting people's work / sexuality / etc. publicity isn't cool. Please, at least remove the video off of YouTube. Minor doesn't want to be insulted publicly. Yeah, I'm sorry, but he was insulting himself publicly with his DeviantArt page. You can get mad, but... boo. So like I said, please remove the video for goodness sake. Let me see the clip again.
At this point in I Hate Everything's life, he had not witnessed anything so terrible.
Yeah, I totally insulted his sexuality with that. I really see it.
You're really hurting someone's feelings by telling them their art is bad.
Well, you know, if I worried about hurting people's feelings, I wouldn't be doing any of this. I wouldn't open my mouth ever. I had to leave as well a year ago because I got hate mail out the wazoo. It was nuts. 10 hate messages in 2 hours. That's an average of 9 a minute. I don't think you understand maths.
What the hell is wrong with you? Even if this is some kind of a joke, you really hurt someone I know, and I can't believe you'd say something so horrid like that. Just, f*** you, you're a horrible person.
Let me see the clip again.
At this point in I Hate Everything's life, he had not witnessed anything so terrible.
You know, there's something about that old man voice and the old-timey music and the fact that it says, this is clearly a joke at the beginning of the video that makes me think, you're a f***ing idiot. You're an asshole, you know that, blah, 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 blah. You have the lowest self-esteem in the world. Now, if I have the lowest self-esteem in the world, what the hell does Minor Elite have? He closed his DeviantArt account because of a fucking dumbass video I made. Yeah, we do both have brains, correct? Do we? Do we? Remove your video. Minor Elite is a great artist. You're just jealous. Oh, you're just jealous. There's the jealous argument. I'm gonna have to close this video down now, guys. I can't counteract the jealous argument. I guess that's it. I'm just gonna have to delete the video. I mean, I lost the argument. Yeah. Fucking retard. You know what? That's it. That's all I can take. I can't take any more of these deplorable half-wits spreading their moronness. There was more about how they had this whole thing going where they were spreading around this thing of guy on YouTube spreads anti-gay and anti-deviant art hate thing, and it's just,
Jesus Christ.